Hello viewers, I'm Daniel Kasahun with today's close-up. As we normally do, we have two items for this edition. One on Africa Sourcing and Fashion Week, and the other is on renewable energy development. Ethiopia is hosting the 2017 Africa Sourcing and Fashion Week here at the Addis Ababa Millennium Hall. On the opening ceremony of Africa Sourcing and Fashion Week, President Dr. Mulatu Teshome says the government is highly prioritizing the textile and apparel industry as part of its industrialization strategy. Abraham Masrat has attended the event.
Africa Sourcing and Fashion Week is happening here in the capital Addis for the third time. This Fashion Week is gathering different exhibitors, manufacturers, and investors from all around the world. Countries like England, the United States of America, Indonesia, India, China, and other African countries are taking part in the exhibition here in the capital.
We have done a gross here. This event has become the biggest Africa's event for the textile apparel market. And we have more exhibitors than last year. We have more visitors coming for the first day. We have a lot of new partners. So I think it is absolutely a success.
And we were discussing with potential partner from Central Asia, Syria, Egypt. But then one of our close friends proposed us Ethiopia. And we came to Ethiopia and we really made the decision after 3 days of stay because of economic stability, because of safety, because of political stability and so on. Because when investors want to invest in other countries, these are the major points they are looking for. Economic stability, political stability, and safety. Otherwise, all the countries in the world giving similar incentives. All of them are giving. But as I told you, there are something more important than the incentives.
Wool and leather.
All right.
We can use it for men and women. It is a laptop.
All right.
For laptop.
It's not customary for most men in Ethiopia to have this kind of bag, but it can be.
Well, if they don't want that color, they can use this one.
Yeah, they can use this one. All right. The specific fabric that I like is this thing. What is this?
This is a runner, but we can also make clothes.
All right.
Like a jacket for it.
From it.
It's
all right.
100% cotton.
And it's also hand woven.
Hand woven.
It's particular. So what is that thing? Is it a rug?
Yeah, this is a rug.
All right.
And this is a runner.
All right. Are we Ethiopians particularly familiar with this? Most of the time, I hear people complain that these things are very expensive.
Our product is not expensive. People, in fact, today there was somebody, a lady said, "Oh, this is so cheap,"
All right.
because they know the price.
All right.
You know, any handmade thing is very expensive.
All right.
Yeah, so our price is reasonable.
Probably you're an Ethiopian. You have heard of the industrial parks being built in Ethiopia. So any opportunity, any link that you may get from those industrial parks?
We are hoping that to outsource the bigger companies who manufacture leather and they are engaged in the leather industries. We are hoping, and then also I think the government also providing a media and then a linkage situation between small companies in Ethiopia and then with the bigger companies and investors. Yeah. This we call it traditionally like a Kesha kind of work, and the designer name is Hirut, and by the brand name Shirisher.
Right.
Her specialty is this kind of work mostly. Okay. Yes. This is Meron's collection, Meron under the brand Leather Exotica, and she's doing like this, and she exports to different countries too.
All right. I see these products are very beautiful, but how about the expense? How about the price of the purses and the handbags in here?
Relatively with the Western products, this is really cheap price. We give a cheap price, but quality products, because the resources from Ethiopia, and also the labor cost also in Ethiopia is cheaper than the Western countries. So this is attractive price.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Fashion Week, usually being held here in the capital Addis, used to feature different products, but this year there is a particular product that is not used to be brought in here. It is bringing a software, different kind of softwares that heralds the conservation of the environment while producing or manufacturing any kind of products that can be showcased in the fashion industry in anywhere in Africa or the world. So Africa Sourcing and Fashion Week in here takes the precaution of environmental protection as its core.
Manufacture, right? So today, let's say the shirt that you're wearing, let's say that shirt costs about $5 to make in a factory. I can probably help them make it in $4.50. So that 50 cents is the pure profit that they make out of it.
So how do you do that?
By planning and controlling how they use fabric. So there's software which controls the decision making on the floor. That's what we do.
Does it undertake any environmental issues, protections?
Well, we reduce your wastage, so you don't dump that leftover fabric in any landfills.
Tell me about reducing the wastage.
So wastage today, because of the kind of orders they do, there's a lot of fabric which gets left behind in chopped up pieces, right? 1 yard, 2 yard. We ensure that they use all of it.
The many opportunities that Ethiopia is bringing forward to the platform in the industry and other areas of opportunities that Ethiopia has to offer to the world in the sector were brought by and expounded upon by the President of Ethiopia, Mulatu Teshome, and other officials.
The development policy of our government focuses on transforming the agriculture-led economy to industry-based economy. And for that, the strategic sectors have been selected and prioritized based on the facts and findings of actual situation of our country and the global economic situation at large. We strongly believe that the textile and apparel industry would play a major role in the development strategy of the nation due to the advantages such as the labor intensiveness, ability to mobilize the masses up to the micro level, long chain of value addition, which pulls many players along the value chain, linkage to the cotton agriculture for which Ethiopia has big potential, and experience from other countries, for it has become the springboard to grow up to high level of economy.
African economy has been growing, and Ethiopian economy has been also growing, and it's right to be on board when such thing is happening. Companies who believed when China was taking off, invested in China, partnered with China and Asia as well, and now they grew together with the countries and now become millionaires, billionaires. So we believe there is a lot of opportunity here in Ethiopia to be on board. Ethiopia has embarked upon a robust industrial policy which focuses on key productive sectors, identifying key priority areas: textile and apparel, leather and leather processing, footwear, gloves, bags. So textile and leather are the two major sectors that we are highly promoting.
As it has been noted, the very purpose of this event is aimed at raising the awareness of Africa as a place to do business profitably and making the value chain in the continent more visible as a source of supply of cotton, textile, and apparel products for the domestic, regional, and international buyers, and a place for investment for genuine and serious potential investors.
Now Ethiopia is building a lot of industrial parks in different parts of the country, and they're becoming operational. The Fashion Week is heralding what is to happen in the future in that industry. And specifically, this Fashion Week is to be held starting from October 3 to 6.
Our second item is on renewable energy development. Ethiopia is hailed for its exemplary pursuit of renewable energy development at the launching of a renewable energy solution for Africa, Race for Africa conference underway in Sheraton Addis on Tuesday. The conference happens dubbed Fostering the Development of Renewable Energy in Ethiopia, a Sustainable Roadmap. The global event, which Ethiopia is hosting, has been organized with the support of Africa-EU Energy Partnership, gathering representatives from all over the world. Shfara Ulaqaw has attended the event for the following report. Let's watch it.
A country endowed with huge potential renewable energy, Ethiopia has set to achieve a carbon-free middle-income economy by 2025. This move not only enables the country to unlock its huge renewable energy potential, but also to be a power hub for East Africa. Renewable energy solutions for Africa, cognizant of the promising move Ethiopia is taking toward green economy, has launched its Ethiopian program during a two-day high-level conference in Addis Ababa. The conference in Ethiopia aims to build on the outcomes of the G7 Energy Side event of April 2017 in Rome. The event highlighted that Ethiopia's typical green energy development is worth appreciation.
Why Ethiopia? We quite quickly understood that there was a market that was moving very fast. There was a country that was moving very fast, making the right steps forward into the renewable energy, and this country was Ethiopia. And that's why about 1 year ago we said next year, that is this year, we want to have a very big event and to think about what is happening already in the country and how Race for Africa can contribute to foster and increase the speed of implementation of a sustainable renewable program.
Ethiopia has, as a matter of fact, set an example to the entire world of what clean energy transition can look like. Policies and targets on climate change and the development of renewable energy sources are, as you know, key elements both of Ethiopia's climate resilient green economy strategy as well as the second growth and transformation plan. And the fact is that with 90% of its production capacity already today based on hydropower, Ethiopia is a powerhouse for renewable energy in the Horn of Africa. And we all know that the potential for further developing renewable energy when it comes to wind, solar, and geothermal energy is huge. Several projects have already been completed, and more are in the pipeline.
And why Ethiopia? Because Ethiopia for us is a key partner in Africa. This is the reason for having invited Minister James Dello in the G7 environment. This is the reason for having here. This is the reason for us to have 2 days of work. We have occasion to meet in these 2 days. We have already been in July. We will meet also in November. And we are trying to approve projects that are very important for the early warning system, for the capacity building, for the water management.
The event also showcased the fact that Ethiopia's exemplary efforts of unlocking its vast renewable energy potential is worth supporting.
I'm proud to say that the European Union wholeheartedly supports Ethiopia's vision of developing a strong energy sector based on renewable energy. And today, energy is consequently one of the focal sectors of the European Union's development cooperation with Ethiopia. And we support Ethiopia via different renewable energy and different off-grid projects, as well as through technical assistance to government institutions.
I will start by thanking Ethiopia. Thanking Ethiopia for once again setting an example for the whole continent. in terms of the use of renewable energy and serving as a model for other countries to follow. Thanking also our European partners for joining efforts with Africa in its efforts to promote and to implement ambitious programs for energy.
On the occasion, Ethiopia showcased its determination to pursue green economy to fend off poverty from the country.
Universal access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy is the undisputable path for sustainable and inclusive growth. Ethiopia has announced its commitment to cut carbon emission by 64% by 2030 and is determined to leap forward from traditional to sustainable energy options. Ethiopia is also a pioneer in adopting climate-resilient green economy strategy, which was launched in 2011. The strategy is now an overarching policy ensuring that all sectors of the economy are in line to a green growth.
Ethiopian Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change took the occasion to highlight Ethiopia's vision of ensuring economic integration in the East African region.
Increasing the supply and maximizing energy efficiency offers the possibility to meet our domestic needs and also to meet our plan of exporting clean energy to our neighboring countries in line with our domestic policy that encourages, that promotes regional development and economic cooperation. As you know, migration has been an issue, and when we create opportunities for people, people remain in their areas and development will be sustainable.
Ambassador Sergio Mercuri, Director General for Global Issues at the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, disclosed that Ethiopia's green efforts are in line with the SDGs.
I had a chance to listen to the Ethiopian presentation by the National Planning Commission in New York and appreciated the quality of your commitment in several sustainable development areas. You established 10 priorities selected in a new document and evidently drawn in the interest of the Ethiopian people, but also very coherent with the global endeavor of the 17 SDGs of the Agenda 2030.
At the event, the Western media has also been urged to indicate the good image of Africa in a balanced manner.
Especially the Western media. Please tell and focus on the good stories. We have plenty to show and demonstrate and to replicate everywhere. So please, that is your role, to play your role responsibly, focusing on the good also, not just some negative aspects that exist in a variety of ways everywhere, but focus on how Africa has been rising, and we are here in a country. You've heard this morning some of the salient and very important figures on how our countries, and particularly this one, we are helping ourselves, and of course, we are helping ourselves, but also we are extending our hands in friendship and partnership.
We need any media, particularly the Western media, to report the truth. And it should not be only the positive, the successes, but also the failures in the narration that would help governments and the population, the citizens, to take appropriate action. So what we kindly request the media and the journalists in the media sector is to have a balanced view that would educate all, because there are different players in this game.
Departing Italian ambassador to Ethiopia, Giuseppe Mistretta, also told reporters that Africa is currently taking a leading position in many ways.
There is something which is very visible in the perception of Africa from Europe. Now Africa is in the front pages. Everybody talks about Africa for different reasons, not only for migration. We talk about Africa for job opportunities, energy, sustainable environment. And this is a different kind of attention in relation to when I entered the career. I spent a lot of time in Africa. Africa was considered in total different way. And now is a main character of development and is our partner. The interconnection between European Union and the different members of the European Union and Africa are continuing.
The global event, which Ethiopia is hosting, has been organized with the support of Africa-EU Energy Partnership, gathering representatives from all over the world. Seizing the opportunity, industry ministers said Ethiopia is also one of the stable countries highly suitable for investment destinations.
In social, economic, and political front, today Ethiopia is one of the most stable politically and macroeconomically, and one of the fastest growing economy in the world. And on top of this, Ethiopia is also now becoming one of the top destinations for investment. If you see the UNCTAD figures coming out of 2015 to 2016, Ethiopia has registered about 46% in investment growth. Why all this? Because we have an investor-friendly, very committed government and a very attractive incentive package in place, and not least huge investment on infrastructure, including on renewable energy.
Over 350 participants and more than 90 speakers have taken part in the multi-stakeholder exchange on Ethiopia's renewable energy transition.
Well, dear viewers, that wraps up the program in this edition. Many thanks for joining us. See you next time with new items of Close Up. Bye-bye.